Today, I wanted to bring a message about self sabotage and how it can affect us on um, a deep level that we can't see unless we're actually looking for it and paying really close attention to it. So, self sabotaging behaviors come from the subconscious, where we're not always aware of why we make a decision the way we do, why we feel or believe about certain things the way that we do. Well, we're always operating from the subconscious mind. That's where our beliefs and our decisions and everything come from. But those beliefs are developed over time, and they may not reflect how we are today, because studies show that by the time we're 7 years old, we've already developed a lot of the beliefs that we would carry through our life, through how we're raised, where we live, what society and cultural beliefs there are around us, our familial beliefs. I call this conditioning. A lot of these things can come from way back in our ancestral lineage, and it can be like a tradition, so to speak, passed down from generation to generation in a particular family, or even from ancestors of a particular culture or area of the world that you might live in. And so these self-sabotaging behaviors come from the limited beliefs that we hold due to our conditioning. There was one example that was mentioned recently, that a woman found it difficult to make more money. She was very intelligent. She had a great job, and she had the potential to make a lot more money than she was making. But as it turns out, in a hypnosis session, it came up in a regression that her father, who she loved very much, had never made more than $75,000 in 1 year's time, his whole life. So there was something within her. It was a limiting belief that says that she couldn't make more. And it came from that she would feel negatively towards that in some way, or she was holding herself back from it because she felt like it wouldn't be respectful of her father, who worked as hard as he did, to make the money that he made. And whenever she was regressed back to her childhood, this came up, and she was able to heal that limiting belief, which then led way for her to increase her annual income to over 250,000 the following year, simply because she had developed that self-limiting belief. So hypnosis is really important when we're trying to program the subconscious mind, because people think that we operate from our conscious mind. And I see, I hear, I smell, I'm actively here in this body, in this space. So I must be making the choices, calling the shots. But what we don't understand most of the time is that all of these belief systems that we've carried throughout our life, developed throughout our life, have come from the subconscious. So if you want to change something about your daily life or your particular situation, you want to quit smoking, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to make more money, maybe you want to be more confident, whatever the case is, you can program your mind to allow you benefit. I mean, think about it. Statistically, if you look online on Google, you're going to find that the average human only uses 3 to 5% of their brain capacity. I mean, imagine if we only use 25%. If we increase it from 5 to 25, we'd be like superhuman, right? We're actually very much more intelligent than we even realize. So that was just a little bit of history I wanted to give you. And now let's move into another example of self-sabotaging behaviors. Can be, or if you think you're obese and you're always going to be obese, then maybe you think that because your family line was obese. But obesity is not genetic. It's a thought process. It's a frame of mind. It's a belief system that we have in place that says, well, this is just the way that it is, so I might as well get used to it. Again, hypnosis can help you to overcome that by giving you positive thoughts about your body and helping you to understand that everybody's body is differently proportioned, and with the proper diet, exercise, and daily habits, you can overcome obesity, you can quit smoking, you can recover from an addiction. Another example of self-sabotaging behaviors could be procrastination in its simplest form. Procrastinate. The ego wants to protect us. The ego resides in the mind, and the mind learns by repetition. So whenever you repeat things to yourself, or you consistently hear other people repeat things, it kind of becomes ingrained into your mind, and it actually becomes part of your belief system, because the mind does learn through repetition. So when we're limiting ourselves, it can be on any number of things, on any level, on a small level or any hierarchy there. But one thing is for certain: self-limiting beliefs are not serving us. But it's a conscious effort to become more aware, to pay attention to your surroundings, to the situations that you encounter, coworkers, in public, at home. Something will come up or something will happen, and instead of saying, "Oh, it's not my fault. I can't believe she behaved that way. What's wrong with her or him?" Try to ask, what is it that I need to see about the situation for myself, for my own personal growth? How can I learn from it? What is the lesson that's involved? So some ways that you can help to recognize your own self-limiting beliefs is to ask yourself, what is it that I want? What is it that I want the future to look like? What is it that I can do differently to guide myself in that direction? Because a self-limiting belief can be something. Let's go back to the obesity one. If you are obese and you continuously eat junk food and fatty foods and foods that cause inflammation in the body, then you're going to continue to be overweight, obese. However, if you change your diet and your exercise regimen, even if it's just walking around the block, maybe you don't have a lot of energy right now, but you really want to do something better for yourself, you want to make a change. Add some healthy foods into your diet and slowly add those foods and remove other ones as you see, oh yeah, I really like this. Because at first it's like, oh God, I have to eat vegetables and fruits all the time. A lot of people don't like vegetables or even fruits for that matter. So it's a process. We have to just kind of wean yourself off of. You haven't been taking them for 6 months or more, and then all of a sudden you're just not taking them anymore. You have to kind of decrease the increments of what you're taking and change it little by little, so it doesn't seem like such a big hurdle for you to jump over, right? Do some stretching, take a walk around the block, get on your bike and ride it for 20 minutes. Like any little thing that you can do to add that level of change, the next level of change into your life, will be beneficial, and you will reap the rewards from it. You will see the changes that you're experiencing in your mindset, in your physical appearance, in your energy levels, in your thought processes, in your expectations, in your opportunities. Everything will begin to change for you. We're creatures of habit. We need to hear, or we need to see progression, right? If you're going to the gym for 6 days a week, 7 days a week for 3-4 months and you don't see a change, well, then you probably want to go ahead and change your workout regimen. Maybe you want to change your diet plan. Maybe get a personal trainer to get a professional opinion on what you could be doing better and how you can improve the situation further. Because if we don't see progress, we tend to drop off. Like, oh, well, this isn't working, so forget it. Who wants to go to the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week and see no progress? I mean, what's the point, right? Okay, think about the ego in terms of fight or flight. right? Either you're in a situation that you can stay and defend yourself and make it through, or you're in a situation that you cannot defend yourself and you should not stay, but go. So whenever, for example, I have a friend who got married. It didn't work out. Um, and he said he didn't ever want to get married again. It was never going to happen. So he has potentially sabotaged himself into a relationship where he'll never want to get married to that person. She'll never, well, she may want to marry, but he'll never want to marry that person. So he's self-sabotaged himself through the process of his egoic decisions. And now he may not get married. We get comfortable, and that's where the procrastination comes from. Well, it's uncomfortable to do things out of the ordinary, to do new things, to try new things, to step out on a limb and say, hey, there's more out there for me. And the mind learns by repetition. So whenever you encounter a situation that you have repeatedly somehow, maybe it's the self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe you knew that it wasn't going to work out, quote unquote, in the beginning, and you still continued with that relationship for whatever reason, codependence, maybe because you thought that was all that was out there for you. But the point is that the ego can use it tries to protect us. The ego tries to protect us. And so whenever we're procrastinating, let's say starting a new task, let's say you want to start a YouTube channel and you find every reason under the sun to procrastinate because that's your mind saying, hey, you don't want to do this. Here, this is what you need to do. Whoa, we've got to work on this. So the ego operates from the subconscious mind. So whatever your belief system is in your subconscious, which is not during your conscious waking state, it's behind the scenes. It's the puppet. It's the puppet master controlling the puppet. Think of your subconscious mind as the puppet master, and you and your conscious mind are the puppets. Right? We all are, right? So it's up to us to program the subconscious mind in a way that works with how we want our life to go. So if you want to make more money, if you want to quit smoking, if you want to lose weight, if you want to change your thoughts around money, around marriage, around relationships, around what you're doing now is not serving us. So every decision, every action, every reaction, everything that we do comes from the subconscious mind. We're spiritual beings living a human experience, right? We came here to Earth in this 3D where there's duality, there's positive and negative, there's good and bad. And we come here to learn lessons that we could not have otherwise learned in the spirit realm because everything is butterflies and rainbows. There's no ego. There's no negative aspects. There's no thought process. I refer to Earth as soul school. I mean, you want to learn something new, you want to get a better job, you go to school, you learn the technique or the trade or whatever it is that you want to do, and then you go out and apply it and you get a job and you make money, right? Well, spirituality and this being a soul school is the same concept where we come here to learn, and the more that we learn, the better we can live. So in other words, the more that we ascend into our spiritual selves, the more conditioning that we drop off that falls along the way. So in order to do that, a process of ascension, we want to become more aware. We want to increase our awareness. And how do we do that? We ask questions like, whoa, what's happening? What do I need to see? What do I need to learn? What is this trying to tell me? How can this benefit me? Or asking yourself in situations, maybe you're in a relationship, you're like, is this really serving me? Or is this kind of holding me back? Am I here because I need help with bills and kids and I'm a little codependent, or can I do it on my own? Like, So when we ascend, we heal. Essentially, we heal on a soul level, which it's like a ripple effect. It ripples out into your whole world, and increase your money. You can increase your popularity. You can increase your living arrangements. I mean, everything is upgradable, right? Everything can be increased. You can always get more of something. It's a mindset from which we come to. Are you sabotaging yourself with your own limiting beliefs, thinking that you have to work your fingers to the bone in order just to make a little bit of money? Or is there something that you know how to do that you would find much less difficult or even nothing like work at all? Right? And then all of a sudden it turns into a business, and now you're selling jewelry, and now you need more time to make more jewelry because you're making such good money and you're enjoying it so much that now you finding, hey, I don't really have time for that dead end, boring job that I hate anyways. I think I'm going to quit. And then we start living our life the way we're supposed to. Just because your whole family went to medical school doesn't mean that you have to be a doctor. You know, it's okay if your family disowns you, if you decide to do what you want that makes you happy. The right people will come. Be yourself and the right people will come. Everything happens for a reason, right? Every person that we encounter comes into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. We're meant to learn and grow and let go. Not everybody is meant to follow us through our whole life. Don't make lifetime plans with seasonal people. Remember, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So they're meant to teach you something about yourself, that situation, that person, that experience, that job, that whatever it is, you're meant to learn something about yourself. So it's okay to let go, right? Again, back to the refrigerator analogy. If I keep going to the grocery store, putting food into the refrigerator, but then I keep ordering out, so I'm not actually taking food out of the refrigerator. How long do you think before I'm going to have to take something out in order to put something in, right? Think of your life that way. If you don't let go of anything, how can you get anything new? We've got all of these ideas and all of these thoughts that, man, what if, or, oh, would hope for that, or I can't wait for that, or man, I hope one day, but we're not willing to let go of what we have, right? We're not willing to let go of the boyfriend or the girlfriend for a better relationship. So there's all these self-sabotaging and self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging behaviors and self-limiting beliefs that we carry through our day and our life. But because we're not willing to let go of a comfort or uh, a cushion, if you will, then we may never get to where we're destined to get to in this lifetime. It's just that simple. So I hope that something that I've said has resonated with you. And if it does, please give me a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm pick up my videos and show them to more people. But hey, thanks for joining me, guys. It's a fantastic day down here in lovely Key West, Florida. I am going to the beach.